as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this will be taken at the 13.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Boy, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep.
So that'll do it from here for Charles Davis and the rest of our crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com/Madden. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, thrilled to be with you from the broadcast booth. And, partner, before we get this thing started, what are you going to be watching?
Who gets off to a fast start? In horse racing terms, they talk about catching a flyer out of the gate. Who sets the pace and makes the other team chase?
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive.
They'll be led out by the former Colorado Buffalo, their rookie quarterback.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Willis going to throw it right away.
And it's complete to Antonio Gates. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 1.
Here we go, set.
A first carry now for Adrian Peterson.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Trap 60, trap 60. Ready.
Willis now off of play action.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield at man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sensed that the pressure wouldn't get to him. He feels comfortable being the face of this offense and shouldering the expectations on game day, even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience other quarterbacks do.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw here. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack.
Ready.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Here's Beckham. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10.
Willis looks to pass it here. That one complete to McConkey.
No score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 6.
They toss it left side to Peterson. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
That run is what defenses don't like about dealing with Adrian Peterson. His ability to drop his shoulder and run through contact.
And he's amazing at keeping those strong legs going, isn't he?
For him, no run is ever truly over. I mean, he's actually not even convinced that when they blow the whistle, he's actually down. That's how he finishes runs in a big way.
To throw, here's Willis.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Touchdown, Broncos. Antonio Gates, an 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Broncos post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed, way harder to cover than before.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
On the set. Here we go. Here we go. Set.
Rattler working out of the gun.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Here's Rattler.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Set, ready.
And Rattler, he'll throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Throwing is Rattler.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. In motion, Hill.
On play action, Rattler.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Rattler wants to throw it.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. First half in the books. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Dolphins offense returning to the field.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the 3rd quarter. And Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they got themselves a first down.
Come on, set. Hut, go. Ready?
Oh, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and a give to Robinson.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to...
Pressure comes, and down he goes.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. Well, this is where the mile-high air really starts to affect an opposing offense. Guys moving a bit slowly here. It's 3rd and long.
And this is going to be incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the 3rd quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
This will be fielded at the 17. That's a 43-yard punt, aided as well by a loss on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here we go.
They start the drive with Peterson. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Mustang 19. Let's go.
Now Willis.
Going up top. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he goes diving to get as much as he can, following a big gain. A nice little cherry on top there at the end. A big play there on the catch and run. 83 yards.
And what a letdown after a huge play. He's going to pull this in and then set sail for the end zone. And he nearly made it, too. But he's going to be tracked down just short of the goal line. So a big play there that's going to set him up with 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still first down. Delay of game, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal.
Back to throw, Willis.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to second and goal. They run over center with Peterson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a gain of 4, but it'll bring us now to a third and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing.
And Peterson finding his way in. Touchdown, Broncos. Taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Broncos are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9 yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run by Adrian Peterson. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
Kicking team.
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the fourth.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Let's go. Yellow, one, blue,
To the air is Rattler.
Robinson's got it.
Down the sideline he goes.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
yellow.
A great effort there. 58 yards.
And the Dolphins are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
7 Pirates! 7 Pirates!
They'll try and wind down some clock with Peterson.
Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Adrian Peterson with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Broncos use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead.
That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
So the Dolphins now down by 2 touchdowns, 2:06 to play. They'll have one play, maybe 2, before the 2-minute warning as they've got a first down. And the Broncos get there and take him down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down of the sack. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
Here we go, set, check right. Smith red.
Now Rattler.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
On 4th down, here's Rattler.
He's got a man, complete.
He's to the 15.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. Taking it in.
And the Dolphins have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. And the Broncos are going to get the football. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
4th down, Willis. That is intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Here's 1st and 10.
He's back to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Here comes second down.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
That is intercepted.
And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
This is 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Oh, this is nervous time now. They decided to go for it right there. Fortunately, still a little bit of time left for another shot, but this one almost certainly has to be in the end zone.
This ball intercepted.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. A little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, one-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, and you throw a pick six.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you press it a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And to be frank, Charles, probably not too many people surprised at how this one turned out.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. I mean, they're such a good football team. They were at home. You know, you walked in and you looked at the advantages and you saw that they had most of them. It'd take a lot to try and even it up. I just thought 2 words for this ball game: methodical and predictable. And both of them came together.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.